That's it.
The major storm slamming the west prompts a rare tornado warning today in the San Diego area. This is video showing ominous looking clouds there. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to West Coast Wrap. I'm Alex Savage. There were no reports of any tornadoes forming today, but this severe weather has turned tragic. Today, authorities found a person dead in the Tijuana River channel. Creeks and rivers are swollen all across that area, with 2 people rescued from the San Diego River. And tonight, swiftwater rescue teams remain on standby in this area. Huge waves are pounding the coast, with lifeguards reporting some coastal flooding. So far, though, there are no reports of any damage to homes or businesses. And here is a live look tonight at San Diego Earth Cam showing rain still falling here. First responders are continuing to get calls about flooding, mudslides, and downed trees, with many roads in this area still shut down. And this storm continues to cause a whole lot of problems in the Los Angeles area as well. A large sinkhole opened up today on the 210 freeway in Sylmar. And in Brentwood, a 100-year-old eucalyptus tree fell today, taking down several power poles. Utility crews are expecting the power probably won't be restored for people in that area until tomorrow. And the oversaturated soil continues to be a huge issue. More than 300 mudslides have been reported across LA County. Fox 11's Laura Diaz shows us how one slide in Encino has forced some families to evacuate.
It's kind of static for now. But incidents like this, they're very dynamic. Things aren't always visible to the magnitude, the force that the moving land can affect on homes and whatnot.
Tuesday afternoon, the Los Angeles City Fire Department surveyed the damage at 18,060 Boris Drive in Encino, on which huge amounts of rain-soaked soil were dumped very early Monday morning. The foundation of a vacant home above on Gable Drive was intact, but the soil beneath the foundation gave way, cascading down the hill onto the home below on Boris Drive. Both homes were red tagged. As City Fire walked the perimeter, they gave this assessment.
It was a lot of land moving. I'm assuming there's at least 30 to 50 tons worth of soil that moved onto the next house below.
Footage of the torrent of rocks and mud unleashed during the early morning darkness painted a terrifying picture. Daytime footage Tuesday showed a mound of mud and rocks so dense you couldn't even make out the car underneath it at the evacuated home on Boris. The family living in the hilltop home on Boris Drive fled the scene even before fire crews arrived. They were not hurt, but displaced. And let's not forget, they were very fortunate.
Because of the time of the night, very lucky.
For now, 2 houses in this community remain red tagged, and we are told that it'll be up to building and safety ultimately to decide when or if people can move back in. In Encino, Laura Diaz reporting for Fox 11 News.
And about 130 miles north of LA, California Highway Patrol officers are continuing to monitor washed out roads in Kern County. More rain fell in that area today, sending rushing water down collapsed roads. Drivers are being detoured around this problem. A flood advisory in that area expired just about 30 minutes ago. And this same storm system threatens Arizona next, with some parts of the state likely to see heavy rain later on this week. Crews are helping people in Mesa, just outside of Phoenix, to get ready for potential flooding by offering up free sandbags. For more on this system and what we can expect here throughout the week, let's bring in KTVU meteorologist Mark Tamayo, who is tracking this strong storm that continues to cause a lot of issues. Mark.
Hi there, Alex. Yeah, all the scenes from Southern California is exactly what you would expect with an atmospheric river. And take a look at these rainfall totals. Just over the past few days, they're really adding up. You can see Malibu Canyon approaching a foot of rainfall. Santa Barbara over 10 inches. Los Angeles 9.77, Santa Monica 8.43, and Long Beach over 8 inches. We still have flood advisories for all these areas in green until early tomorrow morning, so a few more hours until 1 a.m. Wednesday morning. As we back out the maps, we're showing you the satellite as you can't pick out. Still some lingering rain showers for portions of California down towards Southern California, and already moving into portions of Arizona and Nevada. A closer look here. These are all of the storm reports over the past couple of days, not only in Southern California, but also up around around the Bay Area and up in Northern California. The radar imagery right now still picking up on some lingering showers in Southern California, but as you can see, the rain showers already moving into portions of Arizona and closer to Las Vegas. And then up in the Pacific Northwest, we're watching this cloud band offshore that could lead to increasing rain for Northern California, the chance of some rain for Seattle for tomorrow. You can see the cloud cover from today, though, a temperature of 45 degrees. Definitely a cooler weather pattern out there, so definitely a bit of a chill in the air. Los Angeles, this was actually Santa Monica today. You can see still some lingering water on the beach there. A few, a bit ways away from the breakers there, 56 degrees. And then in Phoenix, lots of cloud cover. We're adding some rainfall to the forecast over the next couple days. High today of 66. So here's the next storm we're watching. As you can see here, the rain returns for the San Francisco Bay Area. Chance of some rain for Los Angeles, and a better bet as you do work your way closer to Phoenix. So here's the breakdown in terms of the forecast model. Chance of some rain up toward Medford, Oregon, also right around San Francisco. Rainfall definitely making a comeback. Rainfall developing tomorrow morning. And then, as you can pick out in Southern California, still some lingering rain chances and a lot of activity moving in closer to the Phoenix area and also out toward portions of Nevada. And this is your Thursday forecast. We could actually look for more snow coverage out toward Utah, portions of Colorado, and then into San Francisco, maybe a lingering shower or two for Thursday. So here you can't see it, the breakdown over the next several days. There's that rain cloud for Los Angeles for Wednesday, also possibly into Thursday as well. For Phoenix, could be talking about some thunderstorms for Wednesday and Thursday. So that system, which has been, a big challenge for Southern California, that will be moving out to the east, and that you can see the active weather out toward Phoenix over the next couple days. The one for San Francisco, Northern California for tomorrow, thankfully, Alex, should not be a big deal, not a major storm, but still, we're adding some more rainfall to the buckets as we head into tomorrow. And then eventually, we could be talking about at least portions of California drying out over the next several days. So it looks like a pattern change could be a bit more promising over the next several days for portions of the West Coast.
Yeah, a whole lot of folks waiting for us to be able to dry out here. Mark, thank you. We turn now to a developing story in Nevada, where polls closed just minutes ago in that state's Republican presidential primary. And this year, Nevada has dueling GOP nominating contests, with the state holding the primary along with a caucus later this week. Former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley is on today's primary ballot, while former President Trump is taking part in Thursday's caucus. Now, the reason for the unconventional situation: back in 2021, Nevada passed a law replacing the caucus with a primary. Despite that, the Nevada Republican Party has decided to hold a caucus as well and intends to give all of its delegates to the winner of the caucus. Voters showing up to polls today say taking part in the primary was the best way for them to have their voices heard.
If you want change, the only way that you can do it is if you make your voice heard and if you go out and you vote, and you can't just complain about the things that you don't like if you don't do anything about it.
It's up to us to vote for freedom, because if we don't, it's like Reagan said, okay, 1,000 years of darkness will fall upon this country.
Everybody should vote, because if you don't vote, then your voice doesn't matter.
Now, there was an option on today's ballot giving people a chance to vote for none of the candidates listed. Analysts said that option could have encouraged Trump supporters to show up today. We are still waiting for results to begin coming in. President Biden faced nominal opposition from about a dozen candidates in Nevada's Democratic primary election. We are also still awaiting results in that race. The mayor of Las Vegas is getting a lot of attention tonight after suggesting the A's should stay in Oakland instead of relocating to southern Nevada. Speaking on a podcast, Mayor Carolyn Goodman said the A's should, quote, figure out a way to stay in Oakland. Today, Goodman put out a statement trying to clarify those comments. But during that podcast, Goodman said the A's had turned down a larger stadium location with benefits in downtown Las Vegas before deciding on the Tropicana Hotel site.
We went out to reach for them, and yet, no, they're going to go out, want to get closer to the Strip with all the congestion and everything. And I thought, this does not make sense. And so why is it happening? And then I thought, well, because they really want to stay in Oakland. They want to be on the water. They have that magnificent dream. I personally think they've got to figure out a way to stay in Oakland and make their dream come true.
And in that clarifying statement put out today, Mayor Goodman said the A's and the city of Oakland should listen to their fans, and that if Oakland doesn't build a new stadium, Las Vegas, quote, has shown that it is a spectacular market for Major League sports franchises. Coming up tonight here on West Coast Wrap, Super Bowl organizers want fans to pay special attention to one 16-year-old. Coming up tonight, we'll take you to Las Vegas for a look at how he is getting super treatment. Also, more than a third of Gen Zers think it's okay to drive after smoking weed. We'll show you what's being done in Colorado to discourage the dangerous practice. Today, the Attorney General of Washington State announced a $3 million settlement against a gun store for illegally selling high-capacity magazines. The sale of those magazines that hold more than 10 rounds of ammunition was outlawed in 2022. The Attorney General says that Federal Way discount guns violated the law by selling nearly 4,000 high-capacity magazines after the law went into effect.
They knew they were violating the law, and they continued to sell these magazines. It took a court order to get them to follow the law. They fought our investigation every step of the way, including ignoring a court order to cooperate.
The Attorney General said that after court costs are subtracted, $2 million of that settlement will go toward efforts to reduce gun violence. A bipartisan bill overhauling border policy is facing an uphill battle on Capitol Hill. As Fox's Connor Hansen reports, President Biden is blaming former President Trump for its lack of Republican support.
The only reason the border is not secure is Donald Trump and his MAGA Republican friends.
President Biden putting the blame for the migrant crisis squarely on Donald Trump, and at the same time urging lawmakers to support a bipartisan border bill with tens of billions of dollars in aid to allies.
It's time for Republicans in the Congress to show a little courage, to show a little spine, to make it clear to the American people that you work for them.
Since the text was released Sunday, many Republicans have said they can't support it.
This bill is a terrible bill.
House Speaker Mike Johnson called the bill dead on arrival. He did leave room for debate, but demanded significant changes.
I am always open to work with the Senate, and I hope that we can, but they've got to send us a product that will actually solve the problem.
The border bill would create more detention capacity, fast-track asylum claims, and create a mandatory shutdown of the border when there's an average of 5,000 encounters per day. It comes as the House debates impeaching Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. He's accused of not enforcing immigration law and lying to Congress about the border being secure. But some call the impeachment a political stunt.
This is a sham. This is a joke. It has no basis within the Constitution. This is a political ploy.
House Republicans now have a standalone bill that would only provide aid to Israel. President Biden said he would not be open to passing something without funding for the border and other allies like Ukraine. In New York, Connor Hansen, Fox News.
Police in Portland say 14 people have been arrested after a sting operation into illegal drugs. This operation happened over the weekend in the northeast part of the city. Police say the people arrested face 15 felony charges and 11 misdemeanor charges. Police say officers also seized large amounts of drugs, including 35 fentanyl pills, 5 ounces of meth, and more than 3 grams of cocaine. More than a third of Gen Zers believe it's okay to drive under the influence of marijuana. That's according to a survey done by the Colorado Department of Transportation. This survey found 37% of people between the ages of 16 and 24 believe they can safely drive after marijuana use. 1 out of 5 Gen Z drivers also admitted to driving high within the last month.
They've got their whole lives ahead of them. The last thing they want is a DUI. And the last thing they want is to end up in jail and with $13,000 in fines and penalties.
In 2020, more than 4,200 drivers between the ages of 16 and 24 got a DUI in Colorado. Of those tested, roughly 62% tested positive for THC. That's higher than any other age group. The Colorado Department of Transportation says it is now working with the DMV, driving schools, and dispensaries to educate young drivers. New displays on the outside of Las Vegas's famous Sphere are helping the city count down to Super Bowl Sunday. A couple of those displays revealed earlier today seemingly transformed the venue's exosphere into football helmets from the Chiefs and the 49ers. And tonight, Fox 5's Victoria Saha has more on the excitement that's building in Las Vegas, and she introduces us to a super teen who is getting special recognition at this year's game.
16-year-old Brandon Turcotto loves to stay active.
How long do you spend on treadmills? Do you walk?
And run.
He stays busy by playing flag football for Special Olympics.
I got me interested because I wanted to play flag football so I can teach the world that every sport is amazing and people and kids should play Special Olympics sports.
Being a huge fan of all things sports, Brandon found out he was picked by the NFL to be this year's NFL Play 60 Super Kid.
Trying to win is very challenging because you have to go against teams that are that are always winners too.
Brandon will get to participate in various events leading up to the Super Bowl and to be recognized during the second half of the game.
It's going to be epic, and I'm going to be the one that's going in the middle of the field giving the football to one of the players.
An unbelievable honor for a teen who faced so many challenges early on.
He was in therapy for 6 days out of the week, PT, OT. It was hard. He was nonverbal until very late.
With the help of Special Olympics, Brandon soon found out he wasn't alone in his challenges.
He loved it. He really liked because he was accepted. He was included.
Finding trust and understanding with every game.
Remember this, anyone can be a good sport to anyone.
Victoria Saha, Fox 5 News, local, Las Vegas.
And to help you get ready for Super Bowl Sunday, we have a whole lot more at our website, westcoastwrap.com. Some of what you'll find online is a breakdown of some of the celebrities who are getting involved in Super Bowl commercials this year. SpaceX is under investigation over allegations of discrimination and sexual harassment. The California Civil Rights Department is looking into claims filed by a group of engineers accusing SpaceX of routinely passing women over for promotions, paying women less than men for the same work, and tolerating sexual comments. The group says the company and CEO Elon Musk failed to address those claims. SpaceX, for its part, has denied any wrongdoing. The National Transportation Safety Board released its preliminary report today involving that Alaska Airlines flight where a door plug blew out shortly after takeoff. That accident has raised questions about the safety and quality control of the 737 MAX 9 jetliner. KTVU's Tom Vakar has more tonight.
The preliminary report says that all 4 critical bolts designed to hold the door plug in place were missing. This is as serious a quality control sin as a plane maker can commit.
It is truly shocking.
Aviation attorney Mary Schiavo is a former inspector general for the U.S. Department of Transportation, which includes the Federal Aviation Administration, as expert as one can get.
The fact that they have these different reporting structures and sign-off requirements, et cetera, and that they just weren't done, it is doubly shocking. It's not that they didn't know what they should do. They knew exactly what they should do, and they just didn't do it.
Beyond that failure, inspection of other Alaska and United 737 MAX 9s, which were grounded for 19 days, revealed loose bolts on many of those aircraft.
The last thing that Boeing needs is another black headline about the 737 MAX.
Most existing MAX 9s have been inspected and returned to flight. Since the investigation is still ongoing, no blame has yet been assessed on the subcontractor that made the door plug or Boeing that installed it during aircraft assembly.
Every instance of an anomaly or an incident with Boeing's name on the side of the airplane is going to generate more black headlines for Boeing for an indefinite period of time.
Alaska Airlines has yet to respond. For its part, Boeing released this statement: "We will continue to cooperate fully and transparently with the NTSB and the FAA investigations." For the moment, Boeing's arch-rival, Europe's Airbus, has the competitive advantage, outselling Boeing for the 5th consecutive year. Tom Vakar, KTVU Fox 2 News.
Coming up on West Coast Wrap tonight, some educators worry students depend on artificial intelligence too much in school. Tonight, see how one college here in the West is hoping to use the technology to its advantage. Also, new snow creating mixed feelings for some people in Arizona. Arizona State University is leaning in on artificial intelligence. Use of the technology has created controversy on some college campuses across the country. Tonight, Fox 10's Steve Nielsen shows us how ASU is hoping to strike a balance.
What problem am I trying to solve? So if you're taking notes, write that down.
The tools in Dr. Jensen's class look the same, a whiteboard, a dry erase marker, but this is a state-of-the-art English class.
So let's move into then, what are we learning today?
For the first time, this advanced English class,
let's ask Chat GPT a question,
is incorporating AI in the classroom.
One of the things that we try to do at ASU is teach in a way that's timely. So if there are topics that are emerging that are on our students' minds, we create courses that speak to where they are.
The students are working on prompts in Chat GPT and how that can affect the program and the results.
It's not really a choice as to whether or not it will be adopted, but the more you know about it, the more effectively and ethically you can adopt it just in your day-to-day life or as a professional.
What else?
The truth of the matter is that they're here, and if they're here, we have to understand them, because or else there's going to be action that we can't necessarily feel like we can control, and that's where things get dangerous.
ASU announced the first ever partnership between OpenAI, which is behind ChatGPT, and a university.
I think that we're very excited to see all kinds of new disciplines and new kinds of skills, workforce opportunities as our students, no matter whether they're in the sciences and engineering or whether or not they are actually in the social sciences.
It's used in classrooms in every field.
Examples include?
Including these English studies students.
The need to prepare students for the future is not ever going to go away.
And that was Fox 10's Steve Nielsen reporting for us tonight. ASU leaders say they want students to suggest ways to use AI in the classroom appropriately. They even have a form that students can access online to submit their ideas. All right, before we leave tonight, we'll get back to the storms that are crossing the west here. They are bringing a lot of new snow to Flagstaff, Arizona. Snow showers were heavy enough today in the middle of the day to force public schools in this area to cancel their after-school activities.
I love it. This is the first time I have ever seen snow like this. I was telling the squad this morning, like, I have never experienced anything like this. Born and raised in SoCal, so this is so foreign, but it's so fun to me too.
I'm gonna hide inside. We have to walk around though, which is a bummer, but I'm from the snow. I don't want to be in the snow. I thought I came here to be warm.
There you go. A lot of mixed feelings, as you can see, about the snow in northern Arizona. That does it for West Coast Wrap tonight. We appreciate you watching. And a reminder before we go that you can stay up to date on everything we're covering at westcoastwrap.com. And you can stream all of our shows with your smart TV. All you have to do is download the Fox Local app. We'll leave you here with this beautiful shot over downtown San Francisco. Have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.